make you nervous. A tragedy, I'm a beautiful disaster. A reckoning, you wonder how I got this way. Hi, guys. So, today I wanted to dive into this story that is both inspiring and game changing. So, Prince Harry's vision for expanding the Invictus Games to Africa, starting with Nigeria, is well on the way, right? So, if you think sports are just about competition, think again. Sports is about resilience, it's about recovery, and it's about the power of community, right? And Prince Harry's latest project in Nigeria um, really exemplifies this on a whole other level. Now, if you don't already know, if you've been living under a rock, the Invictus Games were founded in 2014 by Prince Harry, right? They're a sporting event for, or I should say, it is a sporting event for wounded, injured, and sick servicemen and women, both active and veterans, right? The games are about harnessing the power of sport to help these heroes regain their confidence, motivation, and a sense of camaraderie, right? Now, here's the exciting part, you guys. Prince Harry is pushing to expand the games into Africa with Nigeria at the forefront. Now, you may ask, why Nigeria? Why Nigeria? Because perhaps you have forgotten that Harry and Meghan were in Nigeria in 2024, etc. And the fact that Nigerian athletes participated in the Invictus Games. But Nigeria has a long military history and a strong sense of national pride. Their participation in the 2023 games was a really, really big deal. It showed the world that African nations can and should have a bigger role in the Invictus movement, right? And during Prince Harry's visit to Nigeria in 2024 with his wife, Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, Prince Harry met with military officials and veterans to discuss how the Invictus spirit could be integrated into their rehabilitation programs for veterans. And guess what? Nigeria was all in. Nigeria was all in. They were really excited about the idea, and they're looking at ways to create their own Invictus style events and maybe even host a regional games, right? Maybe even host a regional games. And so it was really, very illuminating, this visit, and it was just amazing. Now, it isn't just about Nigeria because Harry and Meghan envision a future where the Invictus Games have a strong African presence. So imagine teams from Kenya, South Africa, Ghana, and beyond, in the continent coming together to celebrate resilience and recovery. It's a real game changer, right? It's a real game changer. And Megan, of course, is right there along with her husband as he embarks on really expanding the games, and with his recent, um, they recently broke ground in Nigeria. Right now, I'm looking at an article in People where it says here Prince Harry celebrates another key step in his Invictus Games journey. It's an exclusive in People, and it says here the Duke of Sussex spoke about the strength, hope, and healing that will be helped by the first Invictus Games Center in Abuja, Nigeria. You guys, can you believe that? Harry's building a center for Invictus athletes in Abuja, Nigeria, right? The article goes on to say that Prince Harry's Invictus Games is celebrating a new way to help its athletes as the Duke of Sussex 40 prepares to head to Vancouver, British Columbia for the next Invictus Games, one of the newest nations to join the Paralympic style contest for wounded, injured, and sick veterans and armed service members, has taken the next step forward, right? And it says here that, according to People magazine again, that ground has been broken at Nigeria's new rehabilitation building. It's a building, you guys, for wounded service members called the Armed Forces Invictus Center. The Armed Forces Invictus Center. I mean, listen to the name of this building in Abuja, Nigeria, that Harry and the Invictus Games is building for injured servicemen and servicewomen. It says here, kickoff for the construction of the venue in Abuja began in January 2025. The center will be a global first for the Invictus Games Foundation and signifies Nigeria's enthusiastic adoption of the games, as well as what it can do for physically and mentally injured servicemen and women. You know, it's wonderful. It's a wonderful way to include everyone into the story, you know, all athletes, all servicemen and women, to be included. I mean, this is a form of inclusion and equity and diversity. And, you know, I'm just so proud of Harry and Meghan and the Invictus Games Foundation for recognizing the value of that, you know, inclusion, including everybody, you know, despite their challenges and imperfections and so on and so forth. Anyway, the People article goes on to say that the outgoing CEO of the Invictus Games Foundation, Dominic Reed, tells People of his pride in the center and the West African country's adoption of the ethos of Invictus and how adaptive sports can help rehab. It says here that Dominic Reed said that the most important part of Nigeria's involvement is that sports rehabilitation is now a thing in Nigeria. So, yeah, that's really, really impressive, right? I mean, I know that Nigeria obviously has a lot of sports and sports facilities and so on and so forth. So I'm not really, you know, they even have polo, Nigerian polo. I mean, we saw that when Harry and Meghan visited Nigeria last year. So I don't know how much sports rehabilitation that they had prior to, you know, this center that Harry has built. But the Armed Forces Invictus Center is definitely going to stand out as, you know, one of the best ones in the country, and certainly it's going to, I think, spearhead other such centers around the world. I make you nervous, a tragedy, I'm a beautiful disaster, a reckoning, you wonder how I got this way.